Hey guys, welcome to another vlog. I'm Kevin. So today's topic is about dating. It's a very strange topic considering my channel is mostly about gaming. But I mean, dating is kind of a game too, I guess. It's a game I don't really like to play because of all the stupid rules that society has set up over the years. So one of the rules I want to break out there is that, men are expected to pay for the first date. You know what? I find that concept to be really stupid because one, it's I'm not made out of money. I make like pennies, and like even like a dinner I treated for like a girl I went on a date with, it was like over $140. She never saw the bill, and I'm not telling you who it was. And if she ever watches this, you don't know how much that bill was because you never saw it. But anyways, it was like $140, and that's like 70 between the two of us, right? And I still make like dirt poor money, but I only treated because I actually really like that person. That was it. But that was many years back. In any case though, but men expected to pay on the first date or like X number of dates, I find is really retarded. Because if I was in the girl's position and I still think the way I do right now, or like even in a male, I wouldn't expect a guy to pay for my meals or whatever, or outings with them or whatever. I'd expect myself to at least pay something, like contribute a little bit to each of them. So it's like if the bill was like $100, for instance, right? I expect the guy to pay maybe like $60 and I'll fork in 40 myself if I was a female. But if I was a male, I'd just be like, yo, I'll take care of this. And then on the female end, if she was like, oh, okay, and like no objections, doesn't even try to bring up like I'll pitch in something, then I'm already kind of iffy on that date, like very iffy, because like generally the dinner is kind of like a staple for me in terms of a first date. It doesn't have to be a dinner, it could be like a lunch or something too, but lunch isn't that serious. But I generally, a lunch is more like to figure out who they are before I actually go on a date. Just a little bit. So it's more like a pre-date to the date, sort of. And actually it's actually worked out pretty well, because every time I go for a lunch with a chick, I either find out they have a boyfriend already or something else, and then I'm just like, whoops. I'm just like, okay, well, we'll just be friends then, and then I automatically friend zone myself, because I don't know if they're in a happy relationship or not or whatever, but they have a boyfriend, they said it. I'm not that kind of guy. So but first date, I would. It's very iffy if a girl expects me to pay for it or doesn't even try to attempt to contribute anything towards like the bill or whatever, for instance, because it's like, if you're not contributing to any of this, then I assume that you must have thought like at dinner time you entertained the shit out of me and were stellar. Like what the fuck? Like you must have been having me laughing and thinking about deep ass shit for the longest time, where I'm having revelations about something else. But that's never the case, or I've never come across anything like that. So no. So and if they expect me to pay for the first date, generally it ends almost right after dinner, because I don't see anything there. It's very simple, cold hard truth. If I had to pay for your company, which is what is happening, then why am I with you? It's like I'm paying to keep you on board, basically, is the message I'm getting, if that was the expectation, which thankfully is not, because the past dates I've went on, the girls actually pitched in or whatever, which was really cool, because when they pitch in, I actually want to take her out on more stuff, and I actually end up insisting on treating her more based on her actions then. Because if she expects me to pay on the first round go, then I'm just like, there's like a 90% chance that I'm just going to be like, yeah, this is done. I don't see any point here. Like, I'm just going to take more hits for no good reason, and she's just going to keep expecting me to treat. And then, like, because you go on a date to look for a girlfriend or boyfriend, whichever and then you're trying to look for a relationship, right? Now, the thing is, you're trying to relate to somebody. If you're going to relate to this guy that's always treating to you, then that means that's how he's marketing himself. He's just going to pave the road for you, red carpet out, lined with cash all the way around, and all of that will be taken care of. That is ridiculous. I would never really understand that and never really accept that. As like, if I had a girlfriend and I was still rolling in money and she just like didn't, and she was like, and she was just like expecting that, I'd just be like, yo, fuck off, you're useless. Seriously, like, it doesn't matter, poor or rich, I'd still throw that away. Doesn't matter what they are. And then if the girl was actually like, you know, took care of herself, or sometimes like she's like, for instance, she could be rich too, right? And then she's down on like her situation or whatever. I'll be like, yeah, that's cool. I'll cover it this time. Like, you know, take care of you till you get back up on your feet, kind of thing. And then that to me is like a much better relationship than if, like, same thing too. Like, I wouldn't always want to be treated by a girl. Like, it's I've been treated a few times, which was cool, and then other times it was just like split, right? And that was very nice too. It's like the split in the like 60-40% or the 70-30% was really, really good. It's something that I've come across that's really, really applicable. Better than 100% guy, 0% girl. Because if you just look at it in numbers wise, she pays 0, you pay X amount. And if you think you're being impressive or whatever, try and do that 1,000 times over and you'll start hating yourself. just saying. I mean, like, unless you have that much cash to throw away, you're still getting nothing out of it if you had to do it 1,000 times over, because that means you like, this girl didn't want anything, she just wanted a freebie. This person didn't want anything, they just wanted a freebie. It's like that's what keeps going, and that's why I'm like, I'm really not too into man pays first date or whatever. It's really narrow-minded. I find it a really, really old-fashioned, stupid concept. And you know, if you expected the girl to pay for you, how would she react, right? And then if she reacted that way, well, then maybe as a guy, you should react that way to girls who expect you to pay first, like for everything on the date. It doesn't make any sense. Because I'm pretty sure if I expected a girl to pay for everything on a first date, she'd be really disgusted and be like, I don't want to see this guy ever again. Or like, oh my God, why do I have to foot all this for this guy, right? So that's what I mean. Like, I take it in terms of both perspectives. Like, I want to be treated the way I treat someone else. So I don't expect a girl to treat me all the time, or at all even. It's just like, I expect it to be like split between the two of us. I don't care what the percentages are, as long as she has some kind of contribution. If she's broke as fuck, then fine, I'll figure out something cheap we can do. That doesn't really add up to much. Like, I'm cool with that, because I'm living on low-key style here, because I'm trying to develop a game and much too busy for anything else. But yeah, it's just, you know, that's one thing I wanted to dispel in today's age. Like, men should not have to pay first for everything on a date. If they are, you better be aware of the person in front of you, because if a girl is expecting you to pay for everything, that could mean bad things for you. Like, I've never heard of very many things good coming from a guy who pays first. If anything, I've always heard, but this is just me though, it's just because I hear more bad stories than actual good stories, does not mean that that's true. It's just, I could be a coincidence where I keep encountering all this stuff by luck or whatever, because I've met people across the world that actually live in the same city I'm in, which is really strange. And that's happened on every trip I've been on. Every trip I went somewhere, I met somebody who actually lives in the city I'm in. And this is like, one time I was in Japan, I met some Japanese girl, and she works at like the ramen restaurant in the city I'm in. I went on a Caribbean cruise, met a girl who goes to the same university as my friend. I was like, what? Mine was so blown that I kept running into people that lived in the same city that I'm in across the entire like globe. And I was like, wow, such a small world. But anyways, yeah. So, you know, be wary of the person that's in front of you if they expect you to pay for a date. If you're offering to pay, like I said earlier in the beginning of the vlog, it's very different. It's more like you're offering. It's different. It's like if you're at a party or whatever, and then you know one of like your friend doesn't really have a ride home, and they're not expecting you to drive back either, right? You just ask them like, hey, it's like, I can give you a ride later back home if you want, and that's offering. Whereas it's not like she's going like, oh, Kevin's here, I can expect him to drive me home later. I won't even have to ask. That is crazy. Like, you should not expect those things, and that's the difference. Like, and that's with one girl I really, really liked in the past, and she moved away recently, right? And I was actually really sad. She's just a friend. I had intense feelings for her. God, I hope she doesn't watch this. And then yeah, she has a boyfriend too, but then I treated her as a friend, even though I really, really liked her. The hardest challenge was to keep those feelings down. Holy shit. But we were at a party once, and then I normally drive her back when we go hang out at this friend's house. And one night she was just like calling a taxi, right? And she was like, "Oh, I'm calling a taxi because I don't know. I want to go home soon." And I was like, "Oh," I was like, "I can just drive you back, you know." And she's like, "It's like, oh, I didn't want to expect that of you or anything." Like, it's like, and I felt kind of bad asking, and I was just like, "No, it's cool. Like, it's fine." I'm like, "You're on the way home anyways," and she was on the way home. I wasn't lying. Like, she's literally on the way home. So, yeah, I established that with her. I was like, I treat you as a good friend. I consider you as a good friend. It's like, if you ever need a ride home from like this person's house and I'm there, you can just expect me to drive you home. And I set that up there, so that's fine. But that's not an expectation anymore. But then it's more like if she just expected me without even saying anything, and then I just walked up and she's like, "Oh, aren't you driving me home?" Then I'd be like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Completely different. Small differences, but the situation completely changes just based on that small little difference. And that's the same thing with dating too, right? If the girl expects you to pay for the date, I don't know if that's somebody worth dating. Because if it happens like 10 times over, how much money are you going to be down? That stuff racks up really quick. And if you're not making a lot, that could affect your life greatly, right? And you're looking for a partnership or a relationship, somebody you can relate to. If you're relating to this person that always expects you to pay, I don't think that's a very good relationship. That's why they call it a relationship. You're trying to relate to the other person. If she's relating to you as, "Oh, this is a sugar daddy," then it's like, well, great, okay. I don't have any qualms about that. Great on the girl, bad on the guy. So I'm looking for more of like a handheld partnership. Not, I'm gonna hold your hand and drag you all over the place on a hoverboard while I'm crawling on the floor trying to make ends meet. Like, that's unreal. So guys, just be wary of like, the women out there who expect you to pay first. And for the girls out there, those of you that actually contribute or split into it, good on you. I hope you find true happiness, because that's a good setup of a good foundation, if you ask me. A good foundation of a relationship. If not a relationship, a friendship anyways. Because I mean, like, if I get along with my friends like just as well, where I don't have to treat for them, I don't see why I should have to make an exception for a girlfriend where I have to treat them or whatever, or a possible girlfriend anyways. Like, why would I treat them if I don't even know them? Doesn't make any sense. It's unfound. So, alright guys, thanks so much for watching. If you got any comments, or if you completely hate this entire perspective, just, let me know, I guess. I don't really want to know, but anyways, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next vlog. Bye bye for now.